What'd you think of Shakur's?
I ain't even gonna talk about that fight, man.
You don't want to talk.
Look, that last card got that out my mind.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was horrible.
It was bad.
It was horrible. Showtime gave me something to go for boxing. You know what I'm saying? So that performance, I don't even want to think about it. It was horrible. It was a bad night for boxing that night.
It was bad, but let me ask you this, because I watched it, and it was like painfully boring, right? We all know that, but it made me think to myself, it did show that if he wants to stay away, he's like a rabbit. Like, he could stay away. So
yeah, but do the fans pay for that?
No, but what I was going to ask you was, let's say he fights Tank. Do you see any problem at all being like, if he wants to stay away, like, you can't catch him. It's really hard to catch him.
Well, why would I put Tank in a situation like that when we can't do what we do? Because right now, if Tank don't get a knockout, it's gonna. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If because everybody think Tank got to knock everybody out to win a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You with me? Because that stamp is on him.
Okay.
So it makes sense. When I was listening to a podcast and they was talking about how the judges got when Tank dropped Garcia and they gave him the scorecard was wrong, which was
crazy.
But that happens. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
So like in that fight with Shakur, the guy, I thought he won the first round. They gave the first round to Shakur.
Okay, so I get you. So
do you want to put yourself in a fight like that with you if you ain't standing there to the least try to put on a show or fight or whatnot? It's like, what's the point?
And the truth is, if he acted that way with De Los Santos, he'll for sure do that with Tank. For sure. And
that tells you something. You know, that's why they say styles make fights. Fights make styles. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was Coach Calvin Ford on an interview with Marco Boxing. Shout out to Marco Boxing. So pretty much what Calvin Ford's saying is they don't want the Shakur fight. So he's using the Shakur's terrible performance against De Los Santos as an extra layer of protection over Tank Davis. Because let's be real, they weren't clamoring for the Shakur fight before the De Los Santos fight with Shakur, right? Was Tank and his team asking for that smoke. So they know it don't have nothing to do with the De Los Santos fight. They just wasn't going to fight him anyway. Then they think that the fight with Tank and Shakur will look the same. But when Shakur was sparring Tank, was Shakur running around in the ring like that? I doubt he was doing that against Tank. This is bullshit, man. This is, every time these things happen, these kind of fights, it's like Tank team just sit around waiting for things to grab onto to keep putting more excuses and obstacles into why Tank ain't fighting these guys, man. That's pretty much what it looked like to me. You know, so you're talking about the fans paying for good fights, bro. Yeah, that was a disappointing fight for the fans, but don't act like Tank been putting on spectacular shows against good opponents, man. And even Calvin Ford admitted right there. He said, "Why I'm gonna put him in there with somebody that won't let us do what we do." So in other words, he want these fighters to stand right in front of Tank, press Tank, be careless, and get knocked out. So Tank can still look good to his fans. That should tell you something, right? Look, the more these dudes talk, the more they keep exposing themselves, bro. Just keep letting them talk. At this point, you know, they pretty much telling everybody what it is with Tank Davis already, man. So if you guys don't already believe it, the proof is already all around you, man. So every time, like every other day is a new story. So first it was the Ferraris, and then now the Shakur fight with De Los Santos. That's going to cause Calvin Ford not to want to fight with Shakur when they never was going to fight Shakur anyway. And Tank said it out of his own mouth that Shakur was one of the dudes on his hit list. So I just find that strange. And I'm like, bro, y'all sparred him already. Now all of a sudden, because he fought De Los Santos and he pretty much moved around the entire fight. You think he gonna do the same thing in there with Tank? That's what Marco was saying too, which I don't agree. He gonna do the same thing with Tank. See, he knows about Tank a little bit because they sparred. So I don't get it, man. I never will, and I ain't even trying to get it. And my thing is this: Tank is supposed to be skilled enough to know how to cut the ring off, even if Shakur decided to pull a De Los Santos. Shouldn't Tank have enough skills in his bag to negate that, right? And now, if they ever fought and Shakur did do that, which I highly doubt he'd do that again, because he knows every time he do fights like that, his stock is gonna go down even more. So he wouldn't fight Shakur. He wouldn't fight Tank that way. If that was the case, like I said, in sparring, you would have heard stories of Shakur running from Tank in the ring. And have you heard any of that yet? I haven't. Even Tank ain't even say that. So Calvin Ford he was just looking for another built-in excuse to keep layering, putting layer on top of layer on top of layer. You have to. It's so right now at this point. There's so many layers that we could peel back to get to Tank. It's ridiculous, man. It's like a big blanket full of a thick blanket. You got to keep peeling the shit back, layers and shit. It's crazy, man. But anyway, man, this is Rebel Life Boxing, man. Let me know what you think about the words of Coach Calvin Ford. Do you agree? Or is this another built-in excuse? I'll catch y'all later on the next one.